Hello and welcome to week 8 in research methods, and here we go. Chapter 9, survey research. Actually, probably the most popular method used to collect information in psychological research is the use of the survey. Now, surveys take many forms. They are something that you might get sent in the mail, and you answer those questions. You might be at the end of a phone call, tech support call, and they ask you to rate the call. That's a survey. It could be a phone call asking you questions as a survey. It could be something that you do in class when we do our student evaluations for courses and instructors. That's a survey. When we do our numerous assessments that we have about the climate and culture here at KVCC, those are surveys. Testing itself in the academic setting is actually a form of surveys. You're basically surveying how many of your students understand concepts and gathering written information on that. So you can see, as you start thinking more expansively about the idea of surveys, you have filled out many of them. Some would even say job applications are a form of survey. So very popular because it's cheap, relatively cheap, easy to tabulate the data, especially now. You can have online surveys that could go directly into your software for calculating statistics. You could distribute them widely. You can do a lot of them, get a lot of different demographics. And of course, the negative is, well, you're kind of depending on people being truthful and putting down the right information. Now, there's interesting ways if you study survey development. I actually, in my undergraduate career, I was a dual major, psychology and sociology, and I took a sociology class called survey construction, and it was remarkable to learn in depth the ways in which you can build in cross-referencing and checks to make sure if somebody's telling the truth. And you may have taken surveys and you see the question is answered in a different way. I mean, the question is asked in a slightly different way, but they're looking for the same. Or they might ask a question, say on a Likert scale, and one end is all the time or never, and then the next one they've reversed that. They've reversed the question so it's never, and all the just checking, just ways you can construct how you don't make leading questions, how you use language within the question itself. How many questions do you want before someone's going to get fatigued and they may not answer the questions on the end? If you're going to duplicate, make sure you get them at the beginning. All of that stuff. Really fascinating class on survey development. So you have a little bit of that in the course book. As we look at what is due this week, we have a discussion, quiz, assignment, and again, another one of our special assignments. Talk about that in just a bit. In the discussion, I want you to look at the field of consumer research. And this is the notion that brands, when you buy something, when you shop someplace and you get a survey asking for your opinion on that experience, those kinds of things, doing some research on that. So you're going on the web and you're looking into consumer research. Find maybe your favorite sneaker. Let's say you're going to looked up consumer research for Nike or something like that. You're going to find stuff and just kind of like take a look at those things and discuss your experience with those and how these are truly psychological surveys, asking for your opinions on things and whatnot. I tell a story when I do this that the Gillette, the owners of the football field, Gillette Stadium, where the New England Patriots play, Gillette makes razors, and they spent millions of dollars surveying men who shaved to develop the Gillette Mach 4, which is, when I did the research on it, because it was it made the news, was the best-selling razor in history, spending millions of dollars on just the color of the packaging. simple survey. Here's the different colors. Which one do you like the best? Got a couple thousand people that to help them make the decision as to which one is the best color, let alone the design of the whole thing. So consumer research is a huge utilizer of surveys. Moving on to the quiz, I'm simply asking you to describe the advantages and disadvantages. I just said a bunch of them. Look in the course book, look it up, see what you can find in terms of a more exhaustive list of that. And in the assignment, I'm actually giving you a place to go where you can participate in a research study that involves a survey. And so you have to find one that involves a survey of the different ones that are available. And often online programs do, online experiments, online studies. So you're going to participate in that study as a subject, a real subject, again, just like before, experiencing a real study that's going on. So take it serious for the person that's doing the hard work to put this together. But I also want you to note 3 questions, let's say, that maybe you think are germane to what they're looking for. So if they're asking about anger management, or they're asking about your perception of the new comedies on the TV today, pick 3 of the questions you think, yeah, they're going after something there. You know, there's a specific question, and kind of discuss those using the rubric that I've created for this particular assignment. You're analyzing those 3 questions to see, are they good questions? They're not leading? They are comprehensive. You know what they're asking for. It's going to produce good data. You know, all of that stuff. Giving yourself a chance to be on the other side of a survey, analyzing its validity and reliability. Okay, so that's the chapter stuff. Now, into the special assignments. Now, the special assignments for the entire semester have been going good and bad. So we're really approaching a time where I have to reach out to some of you about taking this class at another time. And so I will be doing that over this week for those that have not been able to get underneath, get on top of this assignment. Plenty of you have. A bunch of people are, they're chugging right along. Here we are at methods. This is the assignment right before you actually do your study. And so the methods special assignment, let's take a look at it here in the course book. Here, the purpose of it is trying to create the methods section that would be like you've experienced when you've read research articles before. The task here is to put together materials to gather your sample, the links, the informed consent, everything, getting all that stuff ready. If you're going to be doing what your study is, you're identifying sequential channels to use to build sample and monitoring, adjusting to meet the needed sample size that has been discussed in the sampling assignment. How are you going to collect the data? How are you going to download it, and organize it for analysis, and then analyzing your actual data. This is picking your statistical tool based on the kind of data that you're collecting. How are you going to organize descriptive, predictive, and test statistics? This is all covered in the course book here, and this is the criteria here. So preparation, sampling, collecting data, analyzing data. Of course, everything has been APA format, and that's been going well. What I've got, people are really kind of getting the hang of that. But there are a number of you that have been unsuccessful in getting to this material in a timely fashion. So we're going to have some serious discussions. It's okay. I teach this over and over, and I don't want you to, if you're feeling overwhelmed, as is quite possibly, you're taking a capstone class that requires a lot of independent thinking and acting, and you're taking it in 12 weeks. And you don't have the benefit of seeing me person to person. Maybe this isn't the way you need to take this class. Maybe you need to take it in the spring when I take it face to face and make some adjustments about all of that. This is part of the learning process. So I'm saying this to everybody so nobody feels pigeonholed or nobody feels, out or anything like this. I've been teaching for a real long time, and coming to a point where you're like, okay, I really am not going to be able to do this semester. I can't get got other things going on. It happens all the time, and it is a part of the process of your success. And so I will be reaching out to some of you. Some of you, you've got to finish up what you've been doing and get all the corrections and catch up on things. And there's a couple of you that are ready to go. And so, I'm impressed with all of the work. Don't think that that's there. I mean, this idea of making the assignments mastery has actually produced some really good writing. I've been very, very pleased with that process, as arduous as it can be to keep getting a number of zeros before you finally get your perfect grade so you can move on. So, message out to you folks. I will be reaching out. It's get on this assignment. If you're behind and you intend on getting those done, this is the critical week. We have essentially 4 weeks left in class. And so this is it. This is the rubber meets the road. In my developmental psych class, we're talking about midlife, and the midlife experience is often similar to this. If you're going to do it now because you're running out of time. And so I look forward to hearing from each of you as I reach out and contact, and setting the stage for a good end to the semester, and for other conversations that we might need to have. And then we move on through. So I'll see you on the discussion. You're still learning, about survey methods and whatnot. Looking forward to getting more of those special assignments in it and grading those. And with you, I fell behind in grading. I didn't get all the assignments from last week graded. And so I will be correcting that over the next couple days. And so I got it. Life gets in the way sometimes, and that's perfectly fine. So, okay, so I will see you folks in the discussions. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you later.